Babies are just like your $1,000 pistol or your $700 pistol. It doesn't matter, but you've gone and bought a good pistol. Just like you've gone and you've had a child. You wouldn't wrap that pistol up in a $9 in the waistband holster that does nothing for you other than kind of hold your pistol. You wouldn't do that. Just like you wouldn't wrap your bundle of joy in a cheap inferior diaper and hope not to get shit all over you. It's going to happen. So that cheap holster can become a shitty mess is what the premise of today's Behind the Counter with a Gun Guy, episode 2. Let's talk about some holster selection ideas or some input from me to you to hopefully help you make a better decision for your holster purchase. Let's get on with it. So you've purchased a EDC or everyday carry firearm, and now you're going to carry concealed, like I'm doing right now. So I'm going to actually give you my choice for my in the waistband holster. All firearms used in this video have been safed and cleared beforehand. They are safed and cleared again. That is my Shield in 45 ACP. More importantly, I don't carry that in a $9 holster from Walmart and hopefully never have to, but may have to, unfortunately, depend on getting to that firearm in a timely manner. I depend on an American-made kydex in the waistband holster from LindallHolsters.com. No, they're not giving me money to say that. I do carry their products in my shop, and they have a fantastic product line. Now let's talk about 3 things that I chose when I chose this holster. 1, it is exactly made for my firearm. Therefore, my friction retention is specifically going to be on friction or tension points of this very specific firearm so that it won't come out. But I can draw it with no problem. Also, I wanted to make sure that I was getting quality products. Those guys use actual American kydex. They even include blue Loctite for your tension screws. They also recommend that you check them every now and then, so the customer follow-up is great. That's why I chose that holster for my EDC. Now, holsters have come a long way, both civilian and military, i.e. this World War II style Boyd leather holster for the tried and true 1911. It had it where the guy could get his hands on it. It had a retention flap so that you didn't lose your pistol. It served a purpose, made of quality, and they lasted a lifetime. Okay, great. Bianchi made a nylon holster for the Beretta M9s. Also fits 1911s, and I'll prove that point with this Kimber's DS 1911 Warrior. It fits a large frame, full-size handgun. So if you weren't going to carry in a fashion where you needed to get to it quickly, something with a flap or, mind you, a level 2 or level 3 retention, depending, that would be more duty specific, occupational based. But let's just say you're a guy and you want a friction outside the waistband holster, then maybe a fitted kydex holster for your Glock 17 or your 22, which is what this is, because the external dimensions are the same. That might be your answer. I wouldn't get this Glock 17 holster, maybe it was on sale, and then try to put my DS 1911 Warrior in it. And that brings us to the multi-fit holsters. Multi-fit holsters are just that. They're designed for a multitude of firearms to fit in there. They're not going to give you proper fit, form, and function, securement, as well as ready accessibility. It may be too tight versus too loose and let the gun flop around and come out. And then your concealed carry is an out in the open carry. Holsters, side note, maybe like me, you have a nicotine addiction. That's right, they even do kydex holsters for your nicotine. But let's move on into a different style of holster. How about this competition rig, complete belt setup from Black Scorpion Gear? This is actually the holster that I'm now using for my DS 1911 Warrior. Is it the cheapest holster on the market? No, because I want it so that I can compete. I want it just like everything else, form-fitted for my 1911 DS Warrior, i.e. this bad boy, so that when I want it, I can get to it. So today, I just wanted to shed some light on some little idioms of holster buying. Another thing that gets a lot of people is the fact that you can go on to Amazon and you can buy a holster from God knows who, from God knows where. Unfortunately, you may not always get what you want. Therefore, I recommend, this is my personal recommendation, whether you buy your holster from me or if I send you to an online like LindallHolsters.com, I just ask that for your quality pistol, you take a few minutes, do a little bit of research, and get yourself a quality holster. Back to episode 1. We've got our purpose. The purpose is I want to carry my pistol concealed, be able to know where it is, be able to access it, and have it secured. Great. Now we come into budget. If you spend $1,000 on your pistol, for round numbers, and then you spend $10 on your holster, the thing that's not going to perform up to that dollar amount is going to be that holster. That holster will become a hindrance to you. Now, with all that being said, hopefully some of this helps some of you make a better, wiser decision on holsters. By the way, go down in the comments if you've purchased a holster and got burned. And by burned, I mean maybe you bought a universal fit holster and it didn't work. Go ahead and share your experiences in the comments. These videos are not meant to be 100%. This is a period of instruction. This is a get the juices flowing, get the brain housing group thinking so that you build in all the little pieces to help you, to help me, so that we don't waste your money or my time and get you products that don't perform. That, everybody, is a wrap for today. I just want you to take a little bit of thought past your firearm, past your optic, past your magazines, and think about the thing that's going to carry that tool, that weapon system. Heaven forbid you ever need it. You want it in a quality product that's going to be able to get it to you when you need it. Everybody, that's it for today. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's take this journey together. Knowledge sharing is where we're at. Out.